So, very good evening to everyone who's joining this session today. My name is Devesh Lathi, and I represent the Next Genius Foundation. And I welcome all of you to this session. Uh, it's going to be a session where about 35 minutes long session where I'm going to take you through the whole process of the Next Genius Scholarship Program and how you can apply, how you can win the scholarships. Yeah. Let me just share with you a little bit about what Next Genius Scholarship Program is and what has been the stories of the past scholars and what they are doing right now. And then I'll take you through the step-by-step process of how you can apply and what happens after you register with us. What are the different kinds of forms that you will need to fill and what is the interview process going to look like? All of those things. So the Next Genius Scholarship Program was launched about 12 years from now in 2014, 2013, 2014, with a vision of supporting medium income, high achieving students win a scholarship, win a life-changing scholarship. So over the last 12 years, almost 350 students, actually more than 350 students have won our scholarships, and they are now studying at one of the Next Genius partner colleges, or they have graduated and are doing wonderful things in their lives. I'll show you the list of the Next Genius scholars and where they're coming from and what are they doing right now. Yeah. So since 2014, all of these students, and you can check out our website, the list is on our website, have won these scholarships, and they are now, so the students in the past years, like the 2017 scholars, they've graduated many years ago, probably in 2020, 2021. And then there are some recent scholars, 2022, 23, who are just in college and are doing wonderful things. So I'll just open one of these profiles. Let's start with Anushka. So Anushka's profile is, it directly takes you to the LinkedIn profile where it shows that, okay, she is currently at Oracle and she did her master's at Rice University. She was one of the first Next Genius scholars, and she comes from Dhirubhai Ambani International School. When she applied to us, we just had one college on our platform, which is Wheaton College in Massachusetts, a small liberal arts college. She did her undergraduation. She studied psychology over there. And once she graduated from Wheaton, she straight away went to do her master's at Rice. And upon completing her master's, while her master's itself, she was interning at Oracle, and now she is she's working full time over there. Let's look at Rishil. So Rishil also comes from a school in Mumbai. It's not like all these students are from Mumbai, but the first few scholars were from Mumbai. Rishil also went to Wheaton College in Massachusetts, and he straight away, he did not go for his master's, but he straight away went to a company he designed his own major at college. He designed a major in computer science plus finance. And upon graduating, he got a job at Charles River Development, and he was in our office a few weeks ago. And I spoke with him about what's happening, and he shared that he's already sort of bought a house in the Boston region. And there are numerous stories out there. One special one is Anushka Gyana Srivastav. She went to Wheaton College in Massachusetts. Did upon graduating, she actually studied psychology, and now she's while she was studying, she was interning at the Beth Israel Medical Center in Boston, and now she is currently pursuing her master's in public health at Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health, which is one of the most selective master's programs out there. So you will, when you go on these students' LinkedIn profile, you will see their journey on how exceptional they are. They were just in your, they were just in your place a few years ago. They were pursuing their grade 11th, grade 12th, and they were not sure what they wanted to do. But gradually they came across Next Genius. And I believe this scholarship program really changed their lives. And I think that is something that can happen with you as well. Uh, these were not exceptional students who did something completely out of the world that is impossible to achieve. They were just students like you who were trying to make a path for themselves. They were trying to figure out how to get a world-class education. And when they came across this opportunity, they grabbed it with both their hands. And now they are doing some wonderful things. So how does it work? What's the process like? Let me once again take you back to the website and show you what the Next Genius Scholarship Program process is like and how can you apply, let me take you to the application process. It's fairly simple. It involves 3 or 4 steps. The scholarship program is open to students from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and also from Mauritius. But if you are in South Asia, you can apply to us for scholarships. It's open only to grade 12 or gap year students. So if you are younger, if you're in grade 11, you can apply to us for scholarships later, not right now. What another thing that we want to make sure is that you understand that you must be able to pay your travel and living expenses to study at one of the partner colleges. Yeah. What we are looking for? We are looking for students who can present themselves well. We are looking for students who would like to call themselves change makers, students who want to bring about a positive change in the society, students who want to solve the problems of the world, and at the same time, students who have strong communication skills. Because when you go through the whole process, you will see that you will participate in multiple rounds of online interviews, and through these interviews, you'll communicate with each other and you'll communicate with us and you will talk with the admission officers. So your communication skills need to be strong. And the third thing which is important is that you need to have an interest in going to some of these colleges that we have on our portal. Because Next Genius Scholarship is available at a set of colleges, at about 10 to 12 colleges which are there on our website. So you must be interested in these colleges. The registration process, again, very simple. Just go on the registration link. There is a small registration fee to be paid. You can click here and it will take you to the payment page. You can scan this QR code and make the payment. Once you make that payment, you can fill up this form, very simple, straightforward form. And that's how you register with us. If you are from Nepal or if you are a student who is from a different country where UPI is not used, just get in touch with us. Email us on our email ID. Rudra, maybe you can just type the email ID in the chat. It's nextgeniusindia@gmail.com. For students who are watching this later on YouTube, the email ID is nextgeniusindia@gmail.com. Just reach out to us, and that email ID is also mentioned at the very bottom of our website. Reach out to us and we'll help you register. Once you register, the next step is what we call as profiling and college selection. And I'm going to take you through our profiling and college selection form in a few minutes, because that is a form which is sort of which is at the heart of Next Genius, which is something you need to fill very carefully, because all the next steps depend on this form. Once you submit this form, which asks you about all your academic details, your personal details, your financial information, it also asks you to rank the Next Genius colleges in a specific sequence as per your preference. So there are all these colleges on our website. You'll need to shortlist 3 colleges from this list that you are interested in, and then we will allocate one of these colleges to you. We call it matching. We'll match you with one of these colleges. So you will be considered for a scholarship at that college only. Yeah. You submit the profiling form. We allocate one college to you, and we ask you to, if you're okay with that college, if you want to go ahead and sort of be considered for the scholarship at that college, we'll ask you to confirm your interview spot by paying a 1,000 rupee deposit. That deposit sort of ensures that you get an interview spot, because these are limited in number. We only interview 15 to 20 students per college, which means these are very limited number of spots, and you must block that interview spot with us. That happens sometime, in the next few weeks, once you go ahead with the process. Once you confirm your college allocation by paying us a deposit of 1,000 rupee, you then work on your college application on Common App and or on the other application pieces. You need to submit your test scores. You need to submit your letter of recommendations and transcripts. Your counselors need to submit that. Once that is done by January 1, then finally you interview with us online on a Zoom meeting just like this one. It's a fun interview. I don't want to sort of scare you. It's just a fun conversation where everyone comes together and we discuss interesting topics. And we'll talk more about what these topics are a little closer to the date. So that fun interaction takes place, and finally, many of you end up winning this scholarship. Yeah. So that's the overall process. That's the gist of the process. But I want to spend a little more, a little longer to take you through the second step, which is called as the profiling and college selection form. Because registration form is fairly simple. You can very easily submit it by yourself. Profiling form, which is a very critical piece of this whole puzzle. I just want to take a few moments to fill this form with you. And I've just filled a few pages already so that I can take you through them faster. So this is a form where you select the colleges, but we ask you a lot of other details as well in this. So look at it carefully. It automatically captures your email ID, okay, first name, last name, email, gender, your next thing is registration payment ID. So you would have made the payment and we asked you to save that payment detail. You will have to enter that payment detail over here so that we can match your profile with your registration. If you can't find that information, just don't worry. We can fetch that for you. You can ask us, you can email us and we'll send you that, your registration payment ID. Your parents' email ID. So we already asked you for your email ID and now your parents' email ID, your primary phone number and your parents' phone number. Which school are you from? Enter the name of your school properly. Don't just say DPS, LPS, CMS. Write the full name. I'm from Next Genius Scholarship Program, so that's what I'm mentioning. Now, many schools have multiple branches, so mention the branch name as well. So I'm from the Andheri branch of the Next Genius Scholarship Program, which is located in the city of Mumbai. It makes it easier for us if you enter these details properly, because then we can reach out to your counselor if we need more information about you. School counselor's name, this is my counselor's name. Don't copy paste this. You need to write your school counselor's name. Question: if you don't have a school counselor, you can enter your private counselor's details. If you don't have a private counselor, independent counselor, you can enter the name of your school principal or vice principal or your class teacher. All of that is fine. Yeah, very simple, straightforward thing. Enter the name of the person who's going to be taking care of your application. If you work more closely with your school counselor, enter their details. If you work very closely with a private counselor, enter their details over here. Enter their email ID, enter their phone number. Yeah. Yearly family income. So this section talks about your family income. What is your total family income of your parents or your guardians combined, or your sponsor. If let's say your parents are not paying for education, but if you have a sponsor, you need to mention their details over here. It could be your elder brother, elder sister, your siblings as well. Which currency are you going to fill this form in? So I'll use INR, but if you are using any other currency, USD, Nepali rupee, just mention that over here. Yeah. So I'll use INR for this. First question is, what is your total family income before tax? I'm talking about total family income, not income of one of your parents. Please mention the sum of the income of your parents. It would make sense if you sit down with your mom or dad to fill this form. And they should also know the importance of this whole form and this whole exercise. So instead of trying to fill it all by yourself, sit down with your parents for a little while, because ultimately there's one more thing that we'll need from your parents that we'll come to in the next few minutes. One important thing to note here is do not underreport your family income. Do not, while your family income might be this much, but you say, let me write this much because I feel if I write a lower family income, I might get a big scholarship. It doesn't work like that. Enter whatever is a right and genuine amount. Lower family income does not make you eligible for a larger scholarship, honestly. Yeah. Second part is, what is your family contribution? What is your planned family contribution towards your education? How much are your parents planning to invest in your education per year? Yeah. Is it 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, 15 lakh rupees, 20 lakh rupees, more than that? Once again, many students feel that if I write a lower amount over here, I might end up winning a bigger scholarship. It doesn't work like that. You must be able to demonstrate that you are able to afford the living expenses at the college, which means you need to enter this amount properly, genuinely. Yeah. The next question is, how will you pay for your living expenses? Will you pay directly through your family incomes or saving, or will you need an education loan, or you cannot pay for these expenses? Then mention more details about your funding. How did you, maybe you have parents, savings, farmland, stocks, mutual funds, etc. Yeah, whatever it is. Again, this is where your parents need to sit down with you and you need to have that discussion with them on how are we going to fund my education. write your parents' details, father's name, which organization is your father at? So company name. So my father's organization name. What is his designation over there? Yeah, write it properly. Don't just take these things lightly, or don't sort of enter information carelessly over here. Take some, pay more attention. Read the questions carefully before entering the details. Mother's name, and she's a homemaker. Homemaker. Yeah. Mother's name, organization, and designation. Next, what is your planned major? What do you want to study at college? So I want to study computer science. It's okay to write undecided, but if you know what you want to study, just write that over here. I want to study computer science. I'm pretty sure about it. Enter your grade 10th overall score. So you will need to submit your overall score, and also enter explain your score here. So I'll say I got a 9.5 on 10 CGPA in 10th, in which I got 10 uh, in maths, 10 in science, 9 in English, 9 in social studies, and 9.5 in Hindi. Yeah. So enter it like that. Explain your scores properly. If you are from a different curriculum, IB, Cambridge, if you have 7 A stars, 2 A's, whatever it is, if you're from uh, Cambridge curriculum, whichever curriculum you are from, enter that score here properly. Yeah. Then you need to upload your grade 10th mark sheet. So I'll just upload a file over here. Let me see that quickly. Then enter your grade 11 scores similarly. So simple to do, nothing complicated. Just straight away update your scores over here. Upload your grade 11 mark sheet as well. Okay. Did you take SAT or ACT? Yes. What was your highest ACT score? I got a 36 on 36 in my ACT. I did not take the SAT. What is your Common App ID number? Now, most of these colleges are on Common App, which means if you're applying to a college in the US, you'll need to have a Common App account. You need to enter your 8-digit Common App ID over here. The next question is, other than Next Genius colleges, are you also applying to other colleges? Yes, I'm applying to Ashoka University. I'm applying to UPenn. I'm applying to NYU. I'm also applying to, let's say, the IITs. Yeah, I'm applying for, basically, I'm taking the JEE. Yeah. So enter all of those details over here. Next, this is where you need to first research the colleges and fill the preference order. And I'll come to how to research those colleges. This is my first preference. This is my second preference. This is my third preference. And next. And I'll come to some of these steps on how to select the colleges as well in the next few minutes. The next question is about a video of yourself. You need to record a video of yourself and upload it on YouTube, answering these two questions. Just one link, one video, submit that, upload that one video on YouTube and paste the link over here. The first question is, what is the one pressing social issue that concerns you the most, and how would you propose to solve or address that problem? And I know all of you are thinking about something. That is something in the world that you want to solve. There is a problem in the world that you want to solve. What is that problem that you want to solve? Make a 3 to 4 minute video total and upload that video. The second part of the question, or the second question, is, what all factors have you considered while shortlisting the colleges in the previous section? I asked you to shortlist the 3 colleges. What factors did you consider while shortlisting the colleges? So I'm just very quickly going to put a YouTube link that I have right now. Same way, your parents need to record a brief video on what do they do, why do they wish to send you abroad for your education, and if you're applying for Indian college, why do they want to send you to that Indian college for education? What is their thought process behind it, and how will they pay for your living expenses across the 4 years of undergraduate education? Your parents' video can be in any language. It can be in English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi. It doesn't necessarily need to be in Hindi. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be in English. It can be in any language. Please don't feel pressurized that your parents must make a video in English. Absolutely not required. They can make it in a language that they are most comfortable speaking in. And that's it. That's almost like the last part of this form. Then there are some things that some disclaimers that Next Genius only covers the tuition fee, which means the living expenses are to be paid by yourself. Your family needs to be your family needs to pay for your living expenses. Do you know that Next Genius scholarships are non-binding? What non-binding means is that even if you win the scholarship, you still can decide to go to a different college. You're not bound to accept the scholarship. We would love to have you on the Next Genius. We'd love to have you all as Next Genius scholars, but it's a non-binding scholarship. If when you win the scholarship, you authorize us to use your name, high school name, college name, and your picture to be sort of released in a newsletter and on our website. Yeah, and if you are if you are happy with the college allocation, you will have to pay 1,000 rupee deposit to us to block a interview spot. We spoke about it briefly. The 1,000 rupee deposit is required you because the interview spots are limited. We only have 200 to 300 interview spots every year, but there are many more students applying. And these spots are allocated on a first come, first served basis, which means if you want to block an interview spot, you must pay the refundable deposit as soon as you get the allocation. And if you are okay with that college allocation, block your interview spot without any delay. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Review this form, go back, review the form, and then go ahead and submit it. Now, I submitted this form, but, I actually decided to, I had earlier decided to take you through the some relevant documents that you would need to fill this form. And I'm just going to show those things to you. So when you apply to us, you will get an email with this link. This is the link to submit this profiling form. We just submitted the profiling form. Yeah. When you receive this link, you'll see these 4 or 5 resources over here. The first one is the instructions, which will provide you with the whole process of the Next Genius Scholarship Program. It's a PDF which you can download, and you can review the whole step-by-step process of what Next Genius is. You learn a little bit about our history, our dates and deadlines over here, how the selection process is, what are the different steps involved, etc. So that's the first resource. The second resource is one of my favorites, which is the college comparison matrix, where you can see and read a lot of relevant information about all of the Next Genius colleges. Here is the information about the colleges, a brief introduction of them. What are some of the popular majors? What are the closest airports over there? What kind of a city the college is in? What is the weather like? Undergraduate student population, tuition fees, living expenses, etc. Whether it's if you are into sports, then whether this college is an NCAA Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 school. And on the second tab, you can see the list of all the majors that are offered at all of these colleges. Yeah. So fantastic resource for you where you can find all the relevant and very important information before you shortlist the college. Let's say I want to study biochemistry. I can just Control F and search biochemistry over here, and it will take me to all the colleges which offer biochemistry. This is also a sortable sheet, which means you can just go and sort this sheet by college name or by program to see the programs that you are interested in. Very, very useful and relevant sheet that you can use to shortlist your colleges. Make sense so far? The third thing is a list of videos or the introductions of the colleges, brief video introduction of all these colleges, which you can watch again before you shortlist the colleges. The fourth one is a Google map, which shows you where all these different colleges are located. Again, very helpful when you are trying to shortlist the colleges and provides you a nice visual cue. Okay, like IE Spain is over here, American University Paris is over here, and then all these colleges in the US are right over here in this region. Very, very useful resource. You can use all of this information before you submit the profiling and college selection form. What happens after that? Once you submit this form, you are invited to submit once you submit the form, you give us your top 3 preferences. We email you back with one college allocation. We come back to you and say, after looking at your profile, after looking at everything, we feel this is the college where you have the highest chance of winning a scholarship. There is no assurance, there is no guarantee that you will win a scholarship, that whether you'll be accepted, but we are just trying to maximize the chances of you winning that scholarship. So you submit that form, we allocate a college to you. You then have to come back to us and say, this is a great allocation. Thank you so much, Next Genius. Here is ₹1,000 deposit. Please block my interview spot. Once again, the interview spots are blocked on a first come, first served basis. So if you have already applied, please submit the profiling form. You would already have received that link in your emails. Submit the profiling form, and very soon we are going to start allocating the colleges. If you're watching this video on YouTube, we probably have already started the college allocation, so make sure you go through the process faster. Once you do that, now we'll say, you confirmed your allocation, you confirmed your college allocation, you said, yes, I'm going to go ahead. We'll then send you the application list, the application list, what are the different components that you need to submit. It's the standard list that is also there on the college's website. There is nothing unusual about it. You start working on the common app, you start working on the college application pieces, and submit everything by January 1. January 1, 2026 is the deadline to submit your full college application. Once you submit that, we will then invite you for the Next Genius online interviews. These interviews will happen on a Saturday evening. 17th of January, I believe, is the date. 17th, 18th, I think one of those 2 dates. 17th of January, most likely, is the date where you'll all come online just like this in your college-specific cohorts. Syracuse University will have its own cohort. Center College will have its own cohort to 15, 20 students. Masters Union will have its own cohort. All these 10, 12 colleges will have their own specific small groups of 20 students where you'll all be in a WhatsApp, in a Zoom meeting like this, and we'll sort of give you a topic to discuss. And it's not going to be a super scientific or a very tricky topic. It's going to be a fun topic that you would know about. It would not require a lot of homework or preparation. So don't worry about what that topic might be like, or what, I'm not comfortable with group discussion. How would I do? It's just going to be a simple exercise. So don't worry about that. Once that interview happens in January, finally, within a week, you find out whether you won a scholarship or not. And it's something which is, it's a very special day for the Next Genius team, because throughout the year we work for this special day, the award ceremony day, where we all see you all win these scholarships, and there are lots of emotions, happy faces to see when we finally announce these scholarships. Many of you will win full scholarships or almost full scholarships, which I'm 100% sure will end up changing your lives. Yeah. You win these scholarships, then you will have a couple of months to decide whether you want to go ahead or whether you want to go to a different opportunity. And that's it. I think once you decide to go ahead, we'll guide you with all the next steps. If you're going to a different country, we'll mentor you about how the visa process will work, how you can get an education loan, etc. And that's how it'll work. I hope many of you end up winning the scholarship. Our team, Rudra, Megha, Sachal, we are Dr. Mandhana, we are all here to support you, guide you, mentor you throughout this journey. You will at no moment you'll feel like, I don't know what am I going to do, how is it going to work out. You can always reach out to us. We are very accessible. Rudra, may I once again request you to post our email ID in the chat. Whenever you email us, we'll definitely get back to you within 24 hours. We are there on Instagram, we are there on YouTube. Very accessible always. Once you confirm your college allocation, and once you say I'm going to apply to this college, we also put you in a WhatsApp group. That way you also already are a part of a common community where you can post your questions, ask your queries, or simply share your achievements. Yeah. I think I'll pause over here. I hope you found this helpful. Pause for a minute before we take questions. I hope you found this helpful. Once again, you have our best wishes, and I hope many of you end up winning a full scholarship. All of you end up winning a full scholarship, and that you become Next Genius Scholars, and that you join our community and eventually support the next batch of scholars. If some of you were on our recent call last week, we had a Next Genius Scholar, actually a couple of Next Genius Scholars come online and talk about their experiences. Yeah, and that's very much a part of our community, where when you win a scholarship, you also come back and you share your experience, your journey with other scholars, and you give back to the society. These scholars who were on that call last week, they're also interning with us. They are also mentoring other students. They are also in touch with the past scholars, and they're learning from them. So it's very much a very cohesive community where we work together, we support each other, we help each other so that everyone succeeds. Okay, questions. So I am waiting for questions. Okay, I have one question here. I haven't taken SATs, but my date is in August. Would it be better if I fill the form after taking the SAT? Yes. Yes, it is better to fill the form after you have taken the SAT. Yeah. What can a student do to increase their chances of winning a scholarship? Yes. See, the simplest thing that you can do, which requires no effort, is following the instruction to the dot. Hmm? Submit your application on time. Actually, before time. Don't wait for January 1. You are trying to polish your essay. You're trying to make it better, 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 hoping that by January 1 it'll be very different. No, at some point you have to go ahead and say, okay, this is great. Let me move forward to other aspects. So don't delay submitting your application. Submit it on time, because if you submit it sooner, colleges will have a little longer to review your application compared to everyone else who is submitting absolutely on January 1. Follow other instructions. Make sure that you review your emails, that you read your emails, and you don't miss out on any important detail. Uh, know about what you want to do. Know and think about why do you want to study this major? Why do you want to study at this college? Some colleges will be more competitive compared to other colleges. So know whether a bigger scholarship is important for you or a highly ranked college is more important. That's your decision. Whether winning that scholarship is most important, then ask us, sir, I want to study this, but I also want to ensure that I get a big scholarship. Which college should I mention in my list? Some of those questions can really help you and increase your chances of winning that scholarship. What are some of the important factors to consider while deciding the colleges to apply? Fantastic. Okay. So, great question. See, it's what do you love, or what kind of environment do you want to be in? Uh, do you want to, let's say you want to study media and journalism? Yeah, Northwestern in Qatar is the ideal college to study media and journalism. Let's say you want to study liberal arts, but you don't want to go all the way to the US. Go to American University in Paris, because it's much closer, easy, more accessible compared to a US university. Let's say you want to study entrepreneurship only, and you want to stay in India. Go to Masters Union. So what do you want to study is one aspect. Second is what kind of university you want to go to. You want to go to a huge university, a larger university, which has massive resources, or you want to go to a small liberal arts college where you would know many people, where you can interact directly with the president of the college. What kind of environment do you think you would flourish in? And that's when a lot of other things come into picture. At 17, you don't know everything. You don't know what do you want to study at college. And if you are unsure, go for a liberal arts college. If you are absolutely sure what you want to study, you can go to a college which is a little more structured in their approach. If you know you only want to study engineering, apply to Syracuse. So some of those things will come into picture. This is a very personal sort of thing. So you can always reach out to us and ask us questions that these are some of my preferences. Can you help me make my top 3 preferences, and we'll help you out with it. Yeah. I'm a US citizen studying in India. You are eligible. Absolutely. Anyone who's studying at a high school in India, Nepal, Bangladesh is eligible irrespective of your citizenship. Same way, any Indian citizen living anywhere in the world is also eligible. I am currently in grade 12th. Do I need grades in particular range to get into some colleges? No. It's don't worry if your grades are not excellent as per your sort of or not as per your liking. Even if your grades are here and there, but if you're doing other things in your life, every student is doing something interesting in their life. They are working on projects, they are into creative fields, theater, drama, you are into sports. We are not looking only at your academics. We are looking at you as a whole. We are looking at all the different aspects of your personality, your essays, your interviews. All of that matters. Even if your scores are not in the top 5% of your class, it's okay. It doesn't prevent you, or it won't hinder your chances of winning that big scholarship. Yeah. I haven't taken the SAT. Would it decrease my chances of winning a full scholarship? No. Next year's most of these colleges are test optional. While many of you have taken it, if you have, submit your scores. If you have not taken it, if you plan to take, go ahead and take it. But if you do not plan to take, don't worry, because most of these colleges are test optional. Is there any chance of winning full scholarship and housing scholarship if the college chooses you? Only about 1% of the next year scholars win full rides. Full rides are tuition plus housing. That's very rare. It happens, but it's very rare. Would it make a difference if I take the SAT in September? No, take it in September. Yeah, it's completely all right. Take it. It won't make a difference. I will be funding my living cost through education loans. Would it decrease my chances of winning a scholarship? I won't say it would decrease your chances, but the only challenge is education loans are only approved much later in the process. So somewhere in your application, you'll have to let the admission officer know that I am going to take the education loan for my living expenses. Yeah, but it won't decrease your chances of winning a scholarship. Keep us posted. Keep the college posted at every stage. So we are almost coming towards the end of the session now. Do we need to prepare for any kind of language exams? I don't think we need to prepare for any language exams. Fluency in English matter a lot during the next year's interviews. I would say yes, because these interviews are completely they are conducted only in English. So you still have time. You can still work on this. It's not like your interview is tomorrow. There's still 6 months from today before we do the interviews. Actually, there's exactly 6 months. Are we supposed to apply only to one university, the one which is allocated to us? You For the next genius scholarship, you will be considered for at only one university. Outside of next genius, you can apply to as many colleges or universities that you would like. But for the next genius scholarship and for the next genius interview, you will only be considered at that one university or college that we allocate to you. What kind of topics are asked in the group discussion? I want to talk about this briefly. What kind of topics are asked during the group interviews? A couple of years ago, we had a topic about whether to conquer Mars or elevate poverty. Like, should we focus on improving the poverty situation of the world, or should we go to Mars? Another year, we had a question about should the board exams be banned. In a couple of years ago, we had a uh, so these is chat GPT a curse or a blessing? Yeah. So interesting questions, nothing that you need to prepare for. Can you suggest some colleges for business entrepreneurship? I want you to do your own research. I want you to spend some time researching yourself before I can recommend some college. Yeah. I hope you found this session helpful. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session. Once again, wishing you all the very best for the next steps. We are all here to support you, guide you, mentor you through this journey. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Rudra, Mega, Sachil, for joining the session.